It's one of the sad things to see is when you can drive downtown and see what was a mega city that used to thrive. Now you see empty buildings, more empty skyscrapers in the city of Detroit than in any major city in the world.
So I'm riding with my daughters. We're actually riding to church. They were playing the game before and I didn't pick up on it. My wife picked up on it. I paid no attention to it. It's just the kids in the backseat clowning, playing around. And this past Sunday, I really just listened. They were going through, as we were going through the community, they were saying abandon, 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 graffiti, 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 abandon, graffiti. And I listened and I said, are they counting abandoned houses? And that's exactly what they were doing. They're yelling at each other. How many abandoned houses did we get today? How many graffiti houses did we get? And it was really mind-blowing to me because it comes across as normal.
There's a 75% chance, if you're a minority born in the 313, that's Detroit, that you'll go to jail over graduating from high school. That means 3 out of 4 kids will go to jail, whereas only 1 of 4 kids will graduate from high school. The poverty rate in Detroit is through the roof. Over 30,000 people are homeless, and those stats are skewed. It's actually higher, but the city of Detroit doesn't want to be looked at as all poverty. But there's just abandoned houses, squatter houses, places where there's just homeless people literally everywhere.
One of the biggest problems here in the city is that we have been desensitized really, really bad. We think this is normal. We think what we're living around is okay because we were born around it, we were raised in it, and it seems like it's just an everyday activity to be this way, but it's not. It's not normal for kids to ride around counting out abandoned houses.
The reason we came to Detroit is because after traveling all around the world, I kept hearing people talk about what's going on here. And when we visited Detroit, we realized this city is no different than cities all around the world we're going to. Places we're going that have been struck by war, places that have been dealt a terrible blow of poverty. And when you come to Detroit, the thing that you have to realize is this is America.
This is the future home of the K-Love Hope Center.
With God's calling is His enabling. We knew that God called us to Detroit, but it was just a dream. It was a vision, it was a hope. The way it became a reality was through collaboration and partnership with K-Love Radio. We've been involved with K-Love for several years. They've made a huge difference over in Kenya. We have a high school there because of the listeners of K-Love sharing in that. And when we shared about this opportunity in Detroit, immediately K-Love came alongside and said, let's do this together. That's why it's the K-Love Hope Center. We now have a facility. It's paid for by the incredible donations of listeners on K-Love. And not only that, we even have funding now to begin moving forward. A building is not the answer, it's the ministry. And now we have the ability to start doing ministry. We're doing ministry in the neighborhoods now, but very soon when this building is ready, ministry will be happening day and night here in this building. And that's a result of that partnership between World Hope and K-Love.
We can't wait to get this building renovated. Everything's gonna be new and running well and get going. We've been already looking at plumbers and everything that's needed to make sure that we can have a great facility. I'm believing God, and I know for a fact that K-Love Hope Center will be a beacon of hope for the city of Detroit.
When you've spent time in a place like this, and you see the brokenness, and you have people come to you and ask the question, what are you doing here? What do you have? What can you give us? And you cut to the chase and the bottom line, really all we have to give people is hope and love. And when I read the scripture and we read what Christ has to offer us, I realize this: the only thing that can change lives is the hope of Christ. Hope can change everything.